Ben, when speaking of, the efficiency to create these updates, do you have any tips for how to set things up, how to design the budget, the model, so that you can efficiently update it throughout the year?
Yeah, I think, to start to develop that plan or that strategy, I think there's a couple areas of focus. First, we want to make sure that we're able to add actuals efficiently as we get the actual monthly financial results. So that's just kind of one of the basics that we want to be able to do, set up the model so that we can kind of just plug those in and that they flow into the model. Next, thinking about the hiring and revenue forecasts and how those feed into the model. These are the major, kind of areas of focus, and as a result, they're the primarily where the changes are, the impactful changes are happening. So we want to make sure that that's plugged in to be able to adapt efficiently in those areas. And then the final area is thinking about an assumptions tab. And so, like, kind of like a granular example, formulas like tying the hiring plan for customer success managers to new customer additions can be more flexible if you have a variable in an assumptions tab. You may want to increase or decrease the ARR a CSM manages based on what you're learning through the year. Okay, we were thinking that this strategy was going to improve our churn rate, and it's not. So we're pivoting here and changing that. So that allows you to, in 30 seconds, make a change based on what you're learning through the year. The additional benefit out of that is that the assumption tab can help you really drive what if scenarios. So you can be on a call with the management team, they throw something out, you can change it and say, okay, if we did that, this is what it would look like. And so thinking about what are those potential conversations and how do you build those into variables on an assumptions tab can be really helpful.
Great.
Yeah, I
Great.
just had two quick things there. Exactly that last bit that Ben just talked about. I mean, everyone's trying to manage runway and make compromises and decisions. So to have that flexibility on your assumptions tab to be able to run those scenarios, we can call them, is super important, right? You're gonna have to make trade-offs within the business throughout the year as you gather new information that can have material impacts on how much capital you need to raise, when you need to raise it, or not have to raise. Number two, which we haven't touched on quite yet, but Ben was talking about the revenue and hiring forecast. For software companies that we work with and look at and evaluate, and same with you guys, 2/3 of the cost structure is people. So we're gonna want to see a lot of detail around that hiring plan and really dig into it with the prospect or with our portfolio company. Much more so than, like, totally fine for you to hard code or common size, some slap on some percentage to some fairly material SG&A expense, for instance, right? It's like really put the time and effort and thought and build to the stuff that really matters.
Right. Love it. Okay. Well,
just building off of what Brian was saying there, I like when we're able to have that conversation, particularly around R&D, and then talk about, okay, we're doing this spend. What is that going to mean? How is that ultimately going to impact churn? How is that going to impact new ARR? So it's not just kind of like hiring AE and flow that through to the numbers, but kind of across the board, every person that you're hiring, how is that impacting the ultimate numbers that we're looking to achieve?